Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tottenham Away. It's Friday night and we're live. This is the last final weekend of football. No more. The season's coming to an end. Thank God. We can't wait for it to an end. It's been an absolutely awful season for Tottenham Hotspur. We've got Iggy with us today. We've also got a special guest all the way from Italy, from Rome. He's got an amazing channel called Roma Theory. His name's Simo. He's happy and he said he's going to join us tonight because he's going to tell us about what Mourinho is doing at Roma, the transition Mourinho made from Tottenham to Roma, and also he's going to talk about Roma's sporting director who might be coming to Tottenham Hotspur. So he's going to tell us a bit about him because we're linked to the sporting director. We don't know if it's going to happen, but anyway, we've got Simo to come and chat to us tonight. So, Simo, listen, it's a pleasure to have you on, man. Honestly, it's.
Thank you very much.
We've had one or two other guests from Italy before. One guy called Davide, who's a Spurs fan who runs one of the Spurs supporters clubs in Italy. But you're listen. I can't wait to hear what you have to say tonight. Iggy, you all right? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Same here. I want to hear about Jose. I want to hear his back-to-back finals. I was just mentioning it off stream how he's managed to play back-to-back. I have to say, not the greatest football to watch. Especially in that last away game, I thought, wow. And they got the 0-0, but the statistics were incredible. But the job was done. 2 back-to-back final. Roma fans are in cloud 9 right now. They're absolutely heavy. So I definitely want to hear about Jose from post Tottenham, what he's done for Rome, the team. Not just the final, but just the way he's got everyone galvanized in that place. He's been able to do something that they've never achieved before, winning a trophy in Europe once, and they potentially can do it again. Maybe next year, who knows? Maybe the Champions League if you win the Europa.
Oh yeah, it's a stairway to heaven.
Yeah,
Karma.
This one here, he loved Jose.
We've got Europa League to focus on now.
Stelios was a massive Jose fan. He never wanted him to leave.
I was hard. Anyway, Simo, let me ask you a quick question. How long have you been supporting Roma? Why do you support Roma? And how's the experience been 2 years under Jose?
Look, I've been a Roma fan since the day I came to Earth. To be honest with you, due to obviously family reasons, traditions. My family are all Roma fans. Obviously, I'm Italian. I live in Rome, so there's only really one team in Rome. We don't look at Lazio because they don't count.
Steve's in the house. He's Lazio over there.
No, Lazio's not Rome. So yeah, I've been a Roma fan since a lot of the time. I've created this YouTube channel 2 years ago about Roma, speaking in English, because I think our team deserves more international fan bases. And look, bring Wednesday on Budapest. I'm leaving on Monday to head to Budapest.
You're going?
So, yeah, I am. I'm leaving on Monday. But bring it on. I mean, yeah.
Exciting times.
Maury, you good?
Yeah.
How's life treating you?
I worked hard to get Simon on the show, and
hi man, thanks for having me on.
I wanted to get an inside source of just how Mr. Pinto how he does business, because as Iggy and Stel probably told you, Tottenham has no direction. We have no vision. We have no ambition. So if we're going after your guy, we need to find out, what we're getting, possibly.
Yeah, we'll go through it.
No, listen, it's fantastic. Listen, it's such our two situations are so opposed. are so opposed. The Roma, on one hand, is dreaming right now. Like Simo's got a European Cup final to look forward to, and we just got a game against Leeds this Sunday. There's such contrast, guys. Such contrasts of emotion, and it's I was saying the other night again, everybody's looking for finals or playoffs or Champions League positions, and then there's teams like us. No,
Are you
nothing.
guys getting Conference League?
I'm just looking forward to the beach. That's it.
The Conference League might do us some good. It's done Roma good. It just winning something. It makes you hungry to win more. And so if Roma wins the Europa League, I mean, Champions League, I mean, it's going up.
I said that earlier, yeah. But you know what? You dream once you get the thing is like anything. Once you get a taste of it and you like the taste of it, you want to replicate. It's like anything in life, even in football and non-football. Get a taste of it, you just want to replicate. You want to go again. You want to go. You don't want to stop. You don't want to stop that buzz, that high, and that's all you can ask for as a team, to be competing, to be fighting to the end, to hopefully achieve something important. But Eve, do you know what? Whether in the end in the cup final you can win and you can lose, we all know that. But to dream and to get there and to go there to experience it, then the outcome can go one way or another. But you get to live that night, and that's, as a fan, is the absolute most you can hope for.
Yeah, look, to be fair, Wednesday's final for us and for our future is just so important, because we've bottled too many chances via the league to reach top four. I mean, it's not mathematically over, but it really is virtually over. We are going all in Europa League. And we're at that stage where if we win Europa League, we enter a completely different universe. Because
Simo, what I was going to say to that's the difference between Tottenham and Roma. It came to a point, because I know Roma doesn't have the biggest of squads, and certainly quality-wise, I know they rely that 11, 12, 13 players, and after that, it's just squad players. And it came to a point, I saw that Roma were fourth in the league, Champions League, and then they have these really important Europa League games. And it's like, we need to make a choice now. Where do we go? Do we go here or do we go there? Now, if that had been a Daniel Levy, we know what happened. Jose was there when it happened. We had a choice to go for the cup or go for fourth place. And this is why Jose got sacked, because he said, let's go for the cup. And the owners were like, let's go for the trophy. Let's go for the fourth spot. But at Roma, it seems that they backed him to say go for the trophy. Even if it's at the cost of the top four, and it has come at the cost of the top four, because now Roma, I think, are sixth in the league. But they're dreaming. They're dreaming.
Yeah.
So, well, look, we need to talk about Tottenham and we need to talk about Roma. So, look, I want to get everyone's opinion on something, and then I want to go to Simo to find out what the feeling is with Roma. So, Spurs have had the most disgraceful season we can remember, right? It's been absolutely shocking.
I've got something to tell you about that afterwards.
Yeah, sure. And it's been absolutely shocking. Thank you, Redemption, for the super chat, but you forgot to put the text in. So put it in and I'll read it out, bro. And I feel like the soul of Tottenham has been taken away and thrown. The fact we sacked Mourinho 5 days before a cup final. I don't know if you know, Simo, before Mourinho came to Roma, we got to a cup final and we sacked Mourinho, who was going to play against Pep Guardiola, and we put in a 29-year-old kid, and it was a joke. And he's the same manager we've got now. The same kid has come in after Conte's been sacked, right? And it's been a disaster. But today I saw this, right? And it really wound me up. And it's little things like this that makes me realize they don't care about the football club. They don't care about the fans. The new Arsenal kit came out today, right? Now, say what you want. It's their club colours. It actually looks good if you're an Arsenal fan. It's slick. And then I look at Tottenham. We've got red on the kit. We never ever should have red. We've got luminous yellow. The away kit looks like, scuba diving equipment. Like, guys, how is it? What's happened to Tottenham? And do you have this problem at Roma, Simo, or with the fans?
Have you seen their kits?
If you put
I
Lazio blue,
think it's pretty good, to be honest.
yeah, but would you allow Lazio blue on the kit, the home kit?
No.
Exactly. We have
as
red.
them, to be fair. Lazio wouldn't have red on their shirt either.
Yeah.
They're very traditional like that.
No.
But
they will go crazy.
I don't know, man.
Fans will go crazy in Rome. That happened. They go crazy.
Do you guys care about the fact that Arsenal's kit looks nice and that their colours are what they're supposed to be and that we have red on our kit? Does that bother you, or you're like, yeah, whatever?
I mean, it's Adidas, right? So Adidas kits tend to be pretty simple and easy. There's not a lot of experimentation over there. So,
but I like that, Will. I like that classic look. I like the fact that they don't have blue on their shirt. They shouldn't have blue in their shirt, the same way we shouldn't have red on ours. And they keep it slick. That design is slick. When I see the Roma, the shirt, slick. I see Lazio's, slick. Even Inter Milan the other night, I saw with a no sponsor. All right, slick. It's traditional.
Mate,
it's
Arsenal's kit to me looks. It looks slick, man. I hate saying it. Even the gold around the badge, on the sleeves, the gold, and they've thought about the club. Job. But look, even the stripes, they're not stripes, they're the lightning bolts that they wore in the Invincible year. They've thought about it. They've thought about the history, they've thought about the retro feel, and us. What the fuck is this, man?
Scuba suit.
Well, what is this, man?
Scuba suit.
Do you know what? For me, Nike, or Nike as you guys call it, has to be the laziest designers. They are so lazy. It's just
big
really
red letters.
Basic stuff.
Purple.
I could live with the luminous. I could even live with that. It's that. But why does the AIA have to be so big? It's red and it's massive. I mean, you can see
that comes down to the club, though. That's Daniel Levy's fault. That's not Nike's fault. It's in the contract, right?
Yeah, cool.
I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming.
Blame the club.
I don't blame.
Because Nike does their designs in the hyper knit, like it's in the knit, right? There's a bunch of different patterns and stuff that's in the knit. So the design itself is down to the club too, I think.
But you though, as the club owner or the club, you could say, listen, guys, beautiful, but can we adjust this? Can we adjust that? Or maybe AIA have refused point blank to change the color of because AIA is in red. Even the company, the insurance company, it's red. Everything's red. You see it on match day when it sponsors, comes up on a big screen and it's surrounded around the stadium. It's all red. So that company has its red. But surely you can make an adjustment. You can still advertise, because having it, when you have the advertising in blue or in navy, in our case, like in previous sponsors have had, it makes the world of difference. It makes you feel good wearing it. This doesn't make you feel good wearing it. And I just don't. I really don't. I've been finding myself buying more away kits than I do home. I didn't buy it this season, but I think the last one I had, the blue one, I think it was 2000 and I want to say 18, 17. The blue and navy with the combo. I've got it upstairs. I think that was the last shirt I
blue
bought.
and purple.
No purple. I'll get it. I'll go and get it. You guys carry on chatting. I'll get it.
But before we do that, I just want to say soccer's coming home, lads.
Simo,
U.S. Youth National Team 3-0 and didn't concede a goal in the entire group stage. Only team in the tournament to do that, by the way.
Simo, so Will, he represents Spurs fans in America. He's a massive USA national team fan. So
nice.
I'm guessing you got a good result this week, Will.
Yeah, we won all 3 of our games and didn't concede a single goal. Yeah. The only team in the entire tournament to do that. Beating Ecuador and Slovakia.
Listen, We'll talk about America later. At Tottenham, everything I look at, I don't see a football club anymore. And the worst thing is on the pitch, it's not good. You've got Mourinho at Roma, Simo. Has he? I don't know what the situation was before he went, whether Rome was doing good, bad. I don't know. You can tell us. But has Mourinho brought the fans together? Has he raised the feelings around the club?
I'll tell you just one thing to make you understand what Mourinho did at my club. Now, before Mourinho came, Roma reached two European tournament finals in 70 years. Mourinho came, and in 2 years, we reached 2 European finals. Bold. That's what he's done. It took us 70 years before Jose came. And when Jose came, it took us 2 years to reach 2 European finals. That's just the first thing.
Okay, let me ask you though. One of the finals was the European Conference Cup, which a lot of fans in England, especially at Tottenham, they love.
Yeah.
Now, I think as Tottenham fans, we shouldn't laugh at any trophy because we don't win trophies anymore with our owners. So if Tottenham got to the conference final, I would be so happy. So how do you feel? Do you feel, but it's only the Conference League, it's not really special, or are you super happy you guys won it? And
no, look, it's not the Europa League and it's not the Champions League, and we can all agree on that. But when you're in a situation where, because I was in a similar situation as you guys, like before that Conference League win, I've never seen a trophy in my entire lifetime, so obviously it means more to you. I just feel like it's not that precious, but in a way it got put there. Why not win it? Because obviously we got a lot of hate after winning that Conference League, especially from those Lazio fans. Because, like they're all going Conference League. Who gives a crap about Conference League? But then obviously they played Conference League this season and got thrown out by AZ Alkmaar from the Dutch league. So it's just, and obviously another controversy of when we won the Conference League is that we won the Conference League the 25th of May. And we celebrated the Conference League the 26th of May. And the 26th of May is a historic date for Lazio fans because it's like the 26th of May in 2013. They beat us in a Coppa Italia final and they lifted the trophy in front of us. And like that's like a national party. Just to give you a perspective, Lazio fans live in the past. Like today, the 26th of May, it was 10 years since they won that trophy, lifting it in front of us, and they had like a party somewhere in the city center. It's just so
shameless. I quite like. I quite like that. I quite like that though. If that was Arsenal, I would do the same. If you were Arsenal, I would do the same.
Yeah, I'd do it. Don't get me wrong, but 10 years ago, like I was 7 years old when that happened. Like, come on. But again, I obviously
it's banter. It's banter. It's all banter.
Yeah.
So fans, I need to understand the fans at Roma because Spurs fans hated Mourinho because of the football. They said it was terrible. It wasn't really? the Tottenham style. But he got us to a final.
Not all Spurs fans.
Us to a final.
Be clear.
Not all, but most. Most.
No, Mourinho's like an emperor in Rome. Like, I genuinely feel like the day Mourinho leaves, we have, I don't know what happens. Because
You declare him Caesar? I mean, what?
Yeah. He's changed the perspective of this team.
It's all mindset, man.
He's changed the perspective.
Did he cross the Rubicon?
Listen, the thing is, there's some people that buy into it, others don't. We clearly, as a fan base, I'm talking about, and we didn't buy into that. I think the Premier League maybe is the thing is the way Jose did it over there, because I watch Serie A just as much, if not more, than I do with Premier League. The whole city and the club, the city, they're all bought into it. He says, stick with me. It's not always going to be pretty, but we will achieve something together. And I think the whole city bought into that. And once they do that, man, places like Roma, even Lazio, Napoli, that southern part there, they're all in. They live and breathe for their team. And once they feel emerged in a project of what a manager's trying to achieve, it doesn't matter if it's ugly, if it's pretty, it doesn't matter. If it brings success, we're all in. That's the reality. That's the reality of it. And we as fans, I said this many times in our stream, we couldn't buy in because we know that Jose is going to be around in any club 2, 3, 4 years, maybe maximum. He's not going to be there long. But if you stick with it, full in it, fully invested in it, he achieves trophies. He has done that everywhere. He's done it at Roma. He's done it everywhere. And and Roma fans, let's be honest, guys. Roma, the last trophy they won was the league. Yeah, the league in 2001.
Yeah, and I believe we won like.
I'm saying important.
Yeah.
Coppa Italia. I'm not really. It's good to win a Coppa Italia, but it's not the same as winning a European title or a Scudetto. So it's been a long time. So now they like I said earlier, 2 back-to-back finals. They're in dreamland right now. That's why he's right when he says he's the emperor out there right now.
But I feel like another thing with Jose and Roma is that you can actually see a project going on since he came. Like I speak on behalf of many Roma fans. We were in a similar position as you guys. There was no clear project. Mourinho came, and then first season was all about winning that Conference League. Tick. Second season was trying to get Champions League via the league because nobody believed we would ever reach a Europa League final. And now we've got a chance to get Champions League football via the Europa League. And third year is about league title. I mean, look, I think it's going to be hard, and much of it depends on our transfer. But obviously, we're a team which is heavily sanctioned by FFP. So I don't imagine a great transfer window. But look, I think...
Simo, why do you say that? Have you spent a lot of money on transfers?
We haven't spent a lot of money on transfers. The problem with Roma is that we spend so much useless money.
We know something about that.
We spend the amounts of useless money we spend is something incredible.
What, even under Mourinho or before?
Even under Mourinho, and that's one of the problems. I mean, it's not Tiago Pinto's problem; it's the ownership. But Tiago Pinto.
But how is it useless? You got to a final.
No, it's not useless, but just to give you a perspective, I don't even know if you know him as a player. You know Kumbulla, our defender.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. Try guessing how much money we spent to sign that guy who used to play for Hellas Verona, which is like 18th in the league right now.
I know Hellas
Verona. I can't remember how much you paid for him, but obviously it sounds like
you paid 27 million euros on that single player.
It's nothing. Wow. We almost spent that on Joe Rodon, so.
Well, yeah, but we're not
the Premier League. The Premier League, though,
Premier League is way
different. In Italian football, 27 million is a lot of money, man, for a player.
Italian football is a rotten league. League.
Yeah.
I want to ask you some questions, Simo, about your sporting director. By the way, Dietrich, thank you for the super chat. He's trying to wind up Iggy because Iggy's a AC Milan fan, Coppa Italia champions. He's put the Inter Milan. Big up, Dietrich. So your sporting director is called Tiago Pinto. And what can you tell us about him? Because Tottenham are linked with him. Is he a good sporting director? Is he average? Because we've already had Paratici that came to England. He did okay. But obviously he had to leave because he's got the charges linked to Juventus in Italy. What can you tell us about Tiago Pinto?
I think there's better around, but he's not the worst of the worst. I think look,
sold.
Yeah, when you're a general director,
we're sold. He's coming to Tottenham 100% now.
No, but look, when you're a general director, which is heavily sanctioned by FFP, you can pull miracles. Like, and to be fair, he's done a pretty good job this summer because we got Dybala as a free. We signed Gini Wijnaldum on loan. Matic, which
that's a good signing.
Incredible player, Matic, by the way. Yeah, he's
how's
good.
Tammy Abrahams? He's been a good player for you, Tammy Abrahams.
Yeah. He's had a great first season, not a great
This year not so
season.
good. Last year was better.
But yeah, I think he's recruited solid players, but his relationship with Jose, for example, is very, very bad.
Really?
It's not the best. And
so why?
January,
Let me ask you. Okay. I need to ask you a question on that because Mari asked us a question. Okay. So he asks, "What's Pinto's personality?" So why don't you tell us what his personality is, so we can see how different it is to Mourinho's, or whether it's two same and that's why they clash. And you've just said that Mourinho and Pinto's relationship is not good. Can Pinto work with Daniel Levy? I don't know if you know much about Daniel Levy, but I can tell you a bit if you don't know. But what's his personality like, and can he work with Levy? Chairman of Tottenham.
I think both Mourinho and Tiago Pinto have two personalities where both of them want to have a big part, and obviously that clashes. I think from what I've understood, I think Jose wants more of a general director position in Roma. At Roma, like he wants to be the manager and have a big part in the transfer window.
More control.
Yeah, more manager really than the coach.
Because what the problem is, which this links with Tiago Pinto, why the problem which links with Jose potentially leaving at the end of the season, because that's a big chance. Like the feeling around Jose is that he could be leaving at the end of the season. He could be like leaving in a heroic scene. Imagine we win Europa League, he won Conference League, won Europa League, and then he leaves. Kind of like how he did with Inter when they won the treble. I hope Jose stays. Every Roma fan hopes Jose stays. But one of the reasons why Jose wants to leave is because, according to Jose's perspective, the past summer transfer window was a very poor one. And according to Jose, the players which Tiago Pinto gave Mourinho were not enough to get top four. And according to Tiago Pinto, the players were enough and Jose had to do more. And those are two completely different perspectives, and that's why there are high tensions between the two.
So it sounds to me that Pinto and Daniel Levy is not a good relationship then, because Daniel Levy is going to expect that we get top four with the players the manager's given. If Pinto's a director, he will only get the job if he does whatever Levy tells him. So Pinto's going to tell our manager because Levy's told him, these players are good enough. And I can see that happening at Tottenham already then if we get him. What about the style of recruitment? Does it match attacking football or more defensive football from the kind of players you've seen Pinto sign?
Well, I think that question kind of links with the manager you have, because obviously Jose is more of a, defensive style coach. Our style of play is not good to see. But again, as we've said before, I don't really care as long as it brings good results. I feel like the problem with Pinto, which is more of a problem around this current ownership, is that we have very bad scouting departments. Like we don't know how to spend. We don't know how to spend good money on an unknown player, which maybe explodes and kind of becomes like. The big example is Kvaratskhelia. Not sure if you're aware of him.
Yeah. Napoli.
Winger.
Good player. Really good player.
For 5 million they got him for, right?
5 million, and now he's worth what? So that's what
Tottenham didn't want to pay the money to sign him in the summer, Simo. We could have bought him. We said no.
We could have bought Kim Min-jae apparently, but we've said no to that one.
Yeah, we said no to that. Actually, Mourinho at Tottenham wanted Kim Min-jae.
Yeah.
Bring him at Roma, didn't he, as well, afterwards? But the Spalletti could be. It looks like he's leaving Napoli, so maybe who knows? Yeah. It could be a return to Roma. He's definitely leaving though. He's won the league with them, and he's going to leave.
Yeah.
What So really, if Pinto stayed at, if he left Roma, it wouldn't bother you too much. It's not a big thing for you. It's Mourinho's the important one in your opinion.
Yes. Because again, I hope Mourinho gets more control of the window, because realistically speaking, let's all be honest, the reason why Dybala and Wijnaldum came were all because of Jose.
Yeah, they wouldn't have gone there otherwise. No way.
I just feel like if Jose leaves, we're back from the beginning, and that's something which I've kind of started to diverge away since Jose came. Like, my perspective of Roma under Jose is that we're not a small club anymore. And I might be biased when I say this, but we're not a small club anymore. We're growing in terms of mentality. We're growing in terms of facing tougher teams. And I just
the
feel
mentality has changed.
Yeah.
Mindset has changed. He's brought that mindset, that winner's mindset. You can see it in the team. They're not the greatest to watch, but the mindset. There's definitely been a shift.
The unity of the team.
There's a shift. 100%. He's got his point on that. I've seen that in Roma. 100%. I've noticed that.
And another reason is that since Jose came, how many home games do we have each season? What, like 20 league games, plus all the Europa League games, plus all the Coppa Italia games.
Yeah.
Every single game this season has had a sold-out stadium. That's because of Mourinho, creating an empathy between players, himself, and the fans. I just.
So, Simo, are your players? Are they playing for Mourinho? Have they bought into his?
100%.
They have, yeah.
100%.
100%.
Because you know what's interesting?
They've bought into shit football still. I'm not listening. No disrespect, Simo, to your team, but they've really bought in. Honestly, I saw them against Frankfurt. Was it Frankfurt the semi-final? Leverkusen. I beg your pardon. And that away game was as bad as I've seen, but the job was done, and they all bought into it. Don't get me wrong; they got some really fantastic players like Pellegrini, Dybala. There's an Smalling, but the wingers, the attacking players are there. Tammy Abraham, they have got attacking. El Shaarawy's come good as well recently. So they have got good attacking players. But for some reason, man, when they're not in possession, they buy into it, man. That striker becomes the first defender. And
but you know what's interesting, Iggy? If you look back at when Mourinho was at Tottenham Hotspur, the one player that really had a really good connection was Harry Kane, arguably one of our best.
I thought some they were built into it.
They Son and Kane had a really good relationship. So I think maybe players with a bit of intelligence, players that they get it, I think they understand Mourinho. And I think it's the average players. We've got a lot of those. They're just, who's this Mourinho? Or the ones that don't work hard.
They don't enjoy doing the donkey work.
I
players that don't enjoy doing the hard work for the team. They're the ones that don't play.
My question is, it's not going to happen, but if you had the chance to bring Mourinho back in your team, would you do it?
I never wanted him to leave. I never wanted him to go. So yeah.
I saw what he was trying to do at Spurs. I saw it firsthand. Yeah, there was some terrible games. That the week that we lost the derby against Arsenal,
we were top of the league. We were top of the league at Christmas.
That week we lost the derby, and then we went away to Zagreb and lost 3-0. That was terrible. If there was ever a time that he should have gone, it would have been that week. But he stayed. And then he was able to still carry on up the league, the league table. It took the team to the cup final of the Carabao Cup. You think the Carabao Cup, yeah, but it's a final, man. And 6 days before that final, he lost his job. And I don't know if you're aware of it. Do you know why he lost his job?
No.
I'll tell you why. We had a cup final on the weekend, and we had a league game in the midweek. So Wednesday or something like that. We had a midweek game away to Southampton. And this is where the contrast came between Levy and Mourinho. He wanted to rest a few players for the league game to play them all in the cup final. And Levy said, fuck off. The cup final is on weekend. We need to get top 4. We need to play the best team against Southampton. And he said, but we don't have a big squad. We have a small squad. If anybody gets injured, I'm screwed for the final against Guardiola's Manchester City, who are the creme de la creme, yeah? They had a fight, the contrast. It sacked him. So we compromised the Champions League, the top 4, and the cup final, all in the same week.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's another question I've got for you, Simo. By the way, thank you to Francis Parker, who's now
Francois.
a
It's
member.
Francois.
Sorry, Francois. Francois Parker's Emporium. Big up. Thank you so much. It's this one here. What's happening with Zaniolo? Because this is a player that Tottenham, we were told, were trying to buy in the summer.
I know the story, but I'll let Simo tell
you. You're shaking your head, so there's clearly a story.
Look.
What a player, man.
I think when it comes to speaking about Zaniolo, we could also say something about Pinto, which I think links with Tottenham. So basically what happened is in the January window, Zaniolo wanted to leave. But personally, I had the impression Zaniolo wanted to leave since the summer. And he told the ownership that he wanted to leave in the January window, and Bournemouth presented an offer, and Zaniolo rejected that offer because Bournemouth, I believe, was like last in the league, and he was like,
relegation.
No. Yeah. So no, I don't want to go there. So the Bournemouth offer got rejected, and we were like 3 days away from deadline day, and Galatasaray comes up. And Zaniolo accepts the Galatasaray offer, which was less beneficial for us. And he accepted the Galatasaray offer the same day as deadline day, I believe. And therefore, it didn't give enough time for Tiago Pinto to kind of buy his replacement. And we were about to buy Hakim Ziyech. Apparently, it was Ziyech who was going to be Zaniolo's replacement. But obviously, Zaniolo being so like a wuss made us lose time, and we couldn't buy a replacement for him. And the reason why Mourinho really doesn't like Tiago Pinto is because, realistically speaking, Tiago Pinto never got a replacement for Zaniolo and never got a replacement for Wijnaldum when he got injured at the start of the season. And that's two big players gone. Squad depth drastically decreases. I feel like Zaniolo went to Galatasaray, to the Turkish league, to kind of get back scoring goals and get away from Roma and kind of score goals in the Turkish league and then re-attract Italian teams to buy him. That's because I don't see Zaniolo in the Turkish league for more than
I think he'll come back this summer. I think he'll come back to Italy this summer.
Yeah, Milan want him. And he's always been a Juventus fan since he was a kid. So, yeah.
Is he a good player, Simo?
Yes, but he's overrated. And I was the first one to say he was underrated when he scored a brace, did the first brace. But that's kind of how football works, I guess. Yeah, I think he's a good player, but he's obviously has had a lot of injuries.
Can I just say, it's so good to hear a 17-year-old from Italy use the word brace. it's like you live here in England.
No, it's because I go to an English school.
I think it's quality, man. I think it's quality. I think he's a quality player. You're right that he's had injuries, and I think
language.
No, that's also good. That's also good as well. Don't get me wrong.
He's got attitude problems.
I agree. A lot of off the field. A lot of off the field stuff, you know.
Yeah, but isn't this Ndombele all over again? We signed Ndombele for 65 million. Amazing skill, amazing footwork, strong on the ball. Yeah, he wasn't that. No, we bought him when he was pretty young. He was 22, 23 when we bought him.
24, I think.
Yeah, a little bit older, man.
How old Zaniolo?
He was younger with Roma.
23, 24.
But when he was playing, he was young.
Oh yeah.
2021,
because you know what the biggest mistake that Roma fans made, including myself, is that he scored a brace in the Champions League against Porto. It was back when I think Di Francesco was the manager. He scored 2 goals in one game in a Champions League night, and every single Roma fan started comparing him with Totti, and that was the biggest mistake Roma fans could have ever made, because when you compare a 19-year-old, because not even 19, 18-year-old back then with the king of the city, the guy gets too much pressure.
We had Pochettino who compared Marcus Edwards to Messi, and that was the end of Marcus Edwards.
And from that comparison, he just went downhill.
Yeah, Marcus Edwards all over.
Do you know what? Actually, there is one more thing I wanted to ask you, Simo. Nothing to do with Roma or Tottenham, but our rivals West Ham are in the cup final that you won last year, the Conference Cup. Now, if West Ham win the trophy, Spurs are finished. Because we haven't won a trophy in 15 odd years. If West Ham win, and they never win, ever, it really is very dark times for Tottenham, right? They're playing Fiorentina. What can you tell us about Fiorentina?
We're facing Fiorentina tomorrow, but it's going to be the most useless game ever. Because obviously we've got Europa League final after 3 days, and Fiorentina have got Conference League final. So it's a 0-0 draw, without a doubt. But they are a team which they've had a good season. I mean, you look at their team.
Good manager.
8th, underrated manager. 8th in the league.
Really good.
Or 9th. 8th, 9th in the league. Conference League final, Coppa Italia final. What do you want more? I mean, it could go downhill because they could lose every single final. But they're a good team.
They're there.
Hopefully they win the Conference League.
Good teams this season. And they were leading the Coppa Italia final 2 days ago against Inter. And Inter in the Champions League final. They've scored against a really good Inter side. So I think they can do it. But when it comes to players, I think West Ham have got more experience in that team. But I think it's a great game, that is.
Well, we're praying Fiorentina win that because honestly, I don't think you might understand, but if West Ham win a trophy before Tottenham, it's oh my god, man, oh my god, they haven't won a trophy for like 40 years. 40 years they haven't won a trophy.
1980, I think the last time was the long time ago.
I don't know. I remember it was when we had the
they won in 1980. I think they beat Arsenal in the final. West Ham fans in the chat might correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you go. They won the against Arsenal in the final. I remember reading about it. I was 3 years old.
I was 1 year old.
I was 3 years old when that happened. So imagine.
Will and Simo weren't born, obviously. Will's 22.
1980. What month?
It would have been
May,
summer.
right?
May.
May of 1980 or May of 1981?
No, May 80.
80. Yeah, I wasn't born yet.
There you go.
I told you. Look how old we are, Iggy. We're too old.
Imagine, look how old we are.
I wasn't born until September. So.
Listen, Simo, quick question. Are you going to win the Europa Cup? Is Mourinho going to do it? Because Seville have got an unbelievable record. Phenomenal record. This is the Seville Cup. They win it all the time.
I think there could not have been a more balanced game. I mean, the best team in the Europa League against the best manager in these games. To be fair, it's that type of final where I can't give predictions, and I'm not gonna give predictions. But
it's bad luck.
It's a 50-50 game. Because I think both teams are two teams which have got personality more than talent. Roma don't have talent, and Dybala's also injured. And Seville don't have incredible talent. They've got good players, but it's that game where I think it's the personality of the two teams.
I think Seville, when they do get into their momentum, they can play good football. I watched them against Man United twice.
The only thing they play good in is the Europa League.
Yeah, but that suits Jose.
It's true.
It suits Jose. It suits the way that them
come in. I think Jose's going to win it. I think Mourinho is going to do it, man.
I mean, if we win Europa League,
I hope you win it too, and I hope Brian Hill gets an own goal.
Let me Lamella own goal, Brian Hill own goal. Listen, if Mourinho was the manager of Spurs for the Carabao Cup final in 21, I'm telling you, I think we would have shocked City. I think we would have set up in a way where we would have just somehow nicked it. And I think Mourinho would do the same to if you're up against the team that always wins it, the team that can't be stopped. If there's one manager you want on your team that day, it's Mourinho.
Yeah.
He is the manager you want, right?
But yeah, and to be fair, interesting thing, if we win it, and if Man City win Champions League, Pep against Jose in August. If Jose stays, because I don't know. I mean, Jose's future is so unpredictable.
They're both getting sent off. They're both getting sent off in that one.
Yeah.
At least it'll be a fun match then.
Yeah, we'd get battered, but yeah. We don't care.
They'd both take it seriously, though. That's the point, right? Normally, that game is just a...
Yeah.
They're going to win that Champions League.
Pep wouldn't want to lose. Mourinho wouldn't want to lose. But listen, Simo...
They're going to win that Champions League. They'll win that Champions League. No, I was going to say they're going to win that Champions League. I know Inter Milan... I can't imagine for a second Man City.
Could you imagine Inter Roma Super Cup? Inter Roma Super Cup.
To be fair, I'm controversial here, but I'd rather face City just because we face Inter every season. Bring it on, Mancini against Haaland. Bring it on.
My word.
No, Inter doesn't have a shot. Doesn't have a hope in the world.
Yeah, I mean the only
I
way.
don't think many teams have, to be fair. Even
don't write off Inter Milan, man. Don't write off Inter Milan.
I'm writing them off right now. It's gonna be. It's not even gonna be fun final. It's gonna be like 4-0.
Wow.
Really? You think they're gonna battle them?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a close one, but City's gonna win. I mean, I feel like 1-0, 2-1.
Really?
Let's talk.
Haaland's gonna score a hat trick in the Champions League final.
Well, if he does, then it justifies buying him because they said that the thinking was buy him to get the Champions League title, right? So, do you know what?
The real final was against Bayern Munich, and they battered them 4-0. So,
but even Real Madrid the other night, my God,
I thought Real Madrid was the final.
That's what I meant. Yeah, Real Madrid battered them 4-0 at home. So,
do you know what? They dominated.
Yeah, I know that was an incredible game. The level. No, but still, the level of the football on display was top level. Top.
It's like Højbjerg and Skip. Similar. No? Okay. Tottenham have got a game this weekend. Unlike Simo, where your game means nothing, our game means a lot because if Spurs do not win, we cannot have any European football whatsoever. Right, some Spurs fans don't want European football because they think the Conference League is a disgrace and they want Tottenham to be out of Europe so we can rebuild and reset. And, well, I don't know how we're going to rebuild because we don't have a manager. Every manager that we go for is turning us down. We don't have a director of football. I don't understand what people think not being in Europe is going to help us do. But, okay, people are allowed to have the opinion. Mine's mine, theirs is theirs. You might agree. I want us to get in Europe. I want Conference League because I think if we take it seriously, we can actually win it. If West Ham can get to the final, Tottenham can get to the final. So I want us in it. Whether we take it seriously, I don't know. If we had Mourinho, we probably would take it seriously, but we don't have Mourinho. So I want us to beat Leeds United. A lot of fans think Leeds are going to beat us. I'll be honest with you. I think we're going to beat Leeds.
Even if we beat Leeds, if Aston Villa win their game, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but they've got a tough game, haven't they? They've got is it Brighton? In fact, let me get the league table.
Brighton. Yeah, but Brighton have already qualified for Europa, so they could be with their. They could be.
Villa.
Yeah, but Villa, if they win their game, they qualify. But who are they playing? They're playing Brighton.
Yeah, but Iggy, we have to win our game to have a chance, though, right?
Yeah, but if Aston Villa win theirs, it doesn't matter.
No, you're right. You're right.
Lose.
I just think
we can only control. But the point is, if we don't win our game, it's over. So
yeah, there's no hope. I get what you're saying, but I just think Brighton haven't got anything to play for. They've qualified.
It's De Zerbi, though. He's not going to sit on his laurels. He's going to want to finish.
No, he will. He's going to honour the game, but I'm feeling the motivation of the team are not going to be top. They will play the game, but I just don't feel the desire, save for who need to win that game, and Leeds need to survive. Their motivation is going to be so much more higher than Brighton, who've already qualified. That's my feeling.
Yeah, but Leeds United, right? If they win, it doesn't guarantee them staying up either, because Leicester, if Leicester,
oh my
if
God,
Leicester
look at that
Everton,
relegation scrap.
Yeah, I know. Southampton are relegated. But look, if Everton draw, they've stayed up on goal difference.
Look at Leeds' last 5 games.
Everton play like
Leeds' last 5 games. Look at Leeds' last 5 games. Dr. Tottenham is coming. Dr. Tottenham is coming to fix that. 5 games, they've lost 3.
So you say about Aston
Everton's
Villa.
playing Bournemouth, yeah.
Aston Villa have if we draw, then what happens then? Because then if we draw and Villa lose, then we're equal on points and equal on goal difference. What happens then?
No, we would have, if they lose, we would be 1 higher. Because they would go down a goal differential.
Yeah, you're right. Spot on. So okay, perfect. So then basically we have to win and hope Villa draw or lose if we want Conference League. But if Villa win, it doesn't matter, like Iggy said. So look,
it's not in our hands.
I think honestly, I know you're gonna think I'm crazy. I'm probably gonna be a different person when we do the watch long, but I think Tottenham are gonna beat Leeds, guys. I said my prediction all along was I think we're gonna finish 7th, because every Spurs fan, or most Spurs fans, they don't want 7th, which is why we're going to get it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think we'll get 7th? A lot of Spurs fans think Leeds United, because they've got to win for survival, they're going to beat us. But they haven't won a game in God knows how long.
I want us to get 7th, because I said this in the chat on, I think, another stream, Wednesday stream, Colin stream, Mari stream, I don't remember, but this will be the first time since I've supported Tottenham that we haven't had European football. I've been supporting the club for 10 years, since 2012-2013 season, and we've been in Europe every season since.
Mate, 1 win in 5. 1 win in the last 5 games. Where are we going, man? Where do you want to go with that form? Where are we going to get this win?
Conference League. That's where we go.
We haven't won away since January the 23rd. Away to Fulham. Fulham. We haven't won away since 23rd of January this year. Away to Fulham. Let that sink in, man. Let that sink in. We haven't won in 5 fucking months.
But if we don't win, on Sunday, at least I'll get to be able to trash Ryan Mason for 3 months.
Nah, man. The owners. I'm trashing the owners. I'm not trashing anyone else. I'm not trashing the players. I'm not trashing the manager, the assistant of the assistant. I'm not trashing them.
Because Ryan Mason's Levy's guy. You got to remember, Ryan Mason. Ryan Mason is Daniel Levy's mini-me. Right? So when I take shots at Ryan Mason, I'm taking shots at Daniel Levy. It's the same thing. They're the same thing. Ryan Mason is the guy that comes and cleans up Daniel's messes for him. He's the PR head. He's the face. Daniel Levy wants nothing more than Ryan Mason to be the manager of that football club.
I think he is. Did you hear Ryan Mason today in the press interview? He's talking like he's the next manager. He's talking about, we need to do this in our plan. We need to make sure that we have everyone together. Everything he was saying, it sounded like, are you the manager or something going forward? I'm worried. I'm actually worried they are going to have Ryan Mason. My brother said it was going to be Ryan Mason, but if you look at the league table, top 4 is done. So there's no last day excitement for top 4. Europa Cup is done. There's no excitement for that. The only thing to play for is Conference League and the relegation. They're the only 2 things everyone's...
Relegation, I think Everton will stay up. I don't think Leicester's going to win their game. I think that the 3 that you see there...
Who have Leicester got? Leicester have got...
West Ham.
Who have I got there?
You know, in the US, it's the only game. The Spurs Leeds game is the only game on multi-broadcast, meaning it's on the major network.
Really?
It's the big game of the Sunday. Everything else is on like subscription plans. Like you have to go online, watch it through an app on your phone, tablet, or TV, right? The only one that's on broadcast television is the Spurs Leeds game.
Yeah, Leicester's going to win because West Ham are safe and they're going to do exactly what Fiorentina's going to do. They're going to rest all their players. Yeah, Leicester will win that. Leicester will beat West Ham.
Can I ask a random question to Tottenham?
Go Go for it.
Yeah.
Would you rather win Conference League or the Carabao Cup?
Conference League.
Does Carabao Cup get you into Europe?
Yes, get you into Europa League.
No, isn't it the FA Cup?
Oh, Carabao Cup gets you into the Conference League, I think, don't it?
Then I'd rather win the Conference League because it's a trophy and Europa. Conference League.
But not only that, it's a real knockout competition, right? The Carabao Cup and to be honest with you, the FA Cup are just 4-game tournaments. It's 4 or 5 games to the final, right? It's not a full group stage, then round of 16, quarter, semi, final, right? It's just 4 double leg fixtures. Final.
Gives you both of them give you Europa. Both cups give you Europa.
No,
Carabao Cup doesn't give you Europa.
It doesn't. Carabao Cup doesn't give you Europa. Do you know what? I forgot. Brentford, Dunzeldorf's right.
FA
Brentford
Cup gives you Europa.
Place as well. FA Cup gets Europa. That's right.
I remember.
Iggy, what would you prefer? Carabao Cup or Conference League?
The European trophy always has a different. That cup doesn't. That Conference Cup, even Europa, I have to say. Once you get to the quarterfinals, that's when it becomes very, very interesting. Up until then, not so much. But if you start making the quarterfinals, then you're like, okay, we're 3 games away from making a final or from winning.
EFL Cup used to get you Europa League, but don't no more.
Yeah. I would choose the conference also because it's at the end of the season. The Carabao is like in February. If you win it, it's great. It might give you a spring to go for something else in the league. If you don't, it may even compromise the rest of your season if you lose the Carabao Cup in February. But in a conference, it's like Europa and Champions League. You play in May, and to end the season on that high would be so much better. For me, I would choose conference.
People are saying Carabao Cup gets you the qualifying stage of Europa, and FA Cup gets you straight into the group stage. So maybe they do both get you in then.
I think it used to be that way before the Conference League existed, but I think they switched it now. Because isn't England the only country with 2 cups?
Yes.
Yeah. So.
And can I say next year, 5th place goes to Champions League. So
it's not guaranteed 5th place. It's the 5th team with the most UEFA points. We could finish 8th and be in Champions League next year.
That would be a joke, though. That's a joke.
That's the new rules.
I think Tottenham will be one of those teams.
Based on the coefficient. It's the next team with the highest. It's like what they call the legacy coefficient points. It's based on coefficient points.
So if Man City, Arsenal, Man United, and let's say Liverpool finish in the top 4, then it's going to be between Chelsea and Tottenham. No matter where, no, it'll be Chelsea because they won the Champions League in the last 4 or 5 years.
Has
Chelsea will get it. Yeah, they'll get it. It'll be Chelsea.
The UEFA coefficient points.
Okay, Ryan's just said, my bad, it's conference playoffs. So it is the Conference League. It makes sense because FA Cup's more prestigious going to the Europa. It's conference playoff.
It used to go into the Europa League, though. It did go into the Europa League in the past.
It's another bet he's got wrong. Super Cup equals Championship. So do you?
Chelsea's
do you think
3rd, so if Chelsea doesn't get in, they would get in front of us.
Do you think Tottenham will beat Leeds, guys? Simo, do you think Spurs will beat Leeds? I don't know how much you watch from Premier League or how much.
Yeah, I watch quite a bit. To be fair, I don't think so. I think Leeds. I don't know. I think it's hard to.
But you can say whatever you want on this channel. We don't care. Like,
no, it's not bad.
Lose,
it's not
you
bad.
Can say. I normally predict Spurs are going to lose. I normally say Spurs
I think Leeds. I think Leeds will want it more tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow or Sunday we're playing? Or was it Sunday?
Sunday.
Sorry.
On the weekend.
This all
we're
comes
in 21st place.
to two things: the desire and who needs to win the game more, and who handles the pressure better. We know when the pressure comes at us, we fucking crumble. But at the same time, there's going to be a lot riding on Leeds in front of their own fans. So it's pressure for them as it is for us. But it's the motivation. I always say these games are all down to motivation. Who needs it more? I think Leeds needs this game. Leeds needs this game to survive. We need this game, conference or no conference. I don't think there's enough I don't think the players are going to be stimulated enough to say if we win, we have a chance to go to conference.
The question is, oh, sorry.
No. That's it. I just think Leeds have more.
The question is, do the players want Conference League?
I don't think they fucking want it. I don't think they've won anything this year. They haven't demonstrated anything for me on the pitch to say they want anything. I'll tell you when I realised that. When Conte called them all out and to say that this team doesn't, doesn't play with pressure. They're playing for what? Blah blah blah. This, they play well only under pressure. When he called them all out, he didn't spare anyone. He went for every single player, everyone. What happened? I was waiting to see the next 2, 3, 4, 5 games to see if anybody of those players would say, "Fuck you, Conte. I'm going to prove you wrong." None of those players only did Conte a favour by proving what he said was right. That's it. That's all I needed to see. And for me, this Sunday is going to be more of that. They haven't demonstrated anything. All they've done is reinforced what Conte said about them. He just reinforced them. With the time that went on afterwards, he just reinforced what Conte said. They haven't proved him wrong. So for me, why is it going to take up to the last game of the season to prove what? That you can make Conference League. The damage is done. For me, they're not going to do anything different to what they've done the last 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, however many games they played since Conte left.
But what am I going to do midweek then, though, Iggy?
What's that?
What am I going to do midweek then?
What are we going to do midweek?
Yeah.
I don't know. Watch a lot of other teams playing.
We'll go onto Simo's channel and we'll watch Italian football. Champions League with Simo and Roma.
We'll just change the name Tottenham away, and we'll put maybe I don't know, football away or Champions League away or Europa. We'll just be involved, and we just start talking about every team.
At least I'll be able to cancel. I'll be able to cancel like one of my subscriptions though.
How so?
What
because in the US, like every competition is split up to a different subscription service, so you have to subscribe to all of them. It's like if I want to watch the EFL Cup and the FA Cup, I got to subscribe to ESPN. If I want to watch Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, I got to subscribe to Paramount Plus. If I want to watch the league,
there are ways. We'll put a link on stream. We'll put a link on the channel, and then we can watch it together. Don't worry about it.
I can just cancel my Paramount Plus subscription then for a year. It'll save me $15 a month. So.
I don't know, guys. I just don't see. It's so hard when you're talking about your own team in the way that we do. It's so hard, but it's this year, man. It's the second half of the season. Honestly, just killed my whole mojo about Tottenham, and I think it's coming across even when I talk in the streams and in the videos. It's just I've never ever thought I'd be this way, feeling about it this way this time of the season. After last season, I never would have betted 1 cent that I'll be in this situation this season after this season.
I think with that transfer window though, we were all a little bit worried. Guys, we've got 320 people watching, not even 100 likes yet. Can everyone just take 5 seconds and
subscribe,
just touch the like button? If everyone subscribes, likes, become a member, just all do it right now.
You all should at least join the Levy level, right? It's 99 US cents a month. That's like what, 65 pence? Right? Don't be Daniel Levy. At least be at the Levy level.
Smash the like. And also, go over to Roma Theory, Simo's channel. He's on the road to 10,000 subscribers. Go like, subscribe, follow Simo. Listen to what he has to say about Italian football. Get involved. Show this young man some love, man. Come on. Give his shows a like as well. Yeah. Did we say if we're going to beat Leeds or not? I think we're going to win. What do you guys think? What's your prediction?
I think
Simo said lose. I said win. Iggy will.
No, Tyler Adams is fit. We'll lose. If he's injured, we'll win.
No, we're not going to win that. And for me to say that we're not going to win, I never ever say Tottenham is not going to win. Even when I don't think we're going to win.
They're going to park 12,000 people behind the bus, though, right? They can't.
We're not going to. We haven't won a fucking away game, man. Yeah. Listen, it's all open. I just don't see what. Okay, let me ask you this, Will. Since we last won away, I'll repeat. January the 23rd was the last time we won away. In every away game since, what have you seen different? As in to show you that we're going to go and win that game.
Sun getting closer and closer.
These are rubbish.
Sun's getting closer and closer to scoring.
So he's getting closer to scoring, but he's not quite scoring.
Yeah, but he hit the post he hit the post like 2 times against Villa, right?
But nearly scoring is not scoring, and you need goals to win games. We're not scoring goals to win games. How are we going to win games?
Yeah, but Leeds keeper is injured, right? The young French chap's injured, isn't he?
You know what? I never thought I'd be using box office's saying it, but you're digging a hole for yourself, bruv. Where are we going, man? We're not going to win this fucking game. There's nothing to suggest. There's nothing to suggest.
Incoming.
There's nothing to suggest. Do you know what? I'll even let you throw some stats
when everyone says no chance, forget it. That's when we win. That's when we win.
Good.
When everyone writes it off.
Good. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
No, see, look, this is what I mean. That Leeds are going to batter us. We are going to lose. Who honestly cares? Just going through the comments here. Simo, you got a new fan. The disabled team have subscribed to you. Big up the disabled team.
Cheers. Appreciate it.
2-1 to Leeds. See, everyone's predicting we're going to lose. This is why I know we're going to win. I know we're going to win. I can tell. It's whether Villa. If Villa draw, do we go above them or not? Yeah, we do on goal difference. You said if we win, okay. So
if Villa have to win. If it's a draw and we win, we go through. If it's a draw and we draw, we don't go through.
They go through. Yeah, okay. Yeah. We have to do better than what Villa do on the day. We have to do better. 3-1 Leeds. Everyone's predicting we're going to lose. We'll win 3-0, no pressure. That's Grandpa, I agree. This is what I think is going to happen. 6-0 Tottenham. Okay, that's a bit crazy. We're not winning 6-0, man. I don't think we've scored more than 4 goals in a game this season. We scored 6 against Leicester. Okay, maybe. Son got a hat-trick, I remember. I'm here to hold Steady accountable. He promised me a hat today. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, I will do it for the watch-along. I feel bad now. 6-0 to Spurs, 2-2. Okay.
I'll put a hat on.
Who do you guys think is going to be relegated this weekend? Let's get the table up again.
No, Southampton are gone, obviously, but
Leeds and Leicester for me.
Yeah, I feel the same.
I hope it's Leeds so we can get Weston McKennie on the cheap.
But what makes you think we're going to sign those players?
Because they're not going to want to stay at Leeds in the championship. They'll go wherever they can go. I'm telling you right now, whoever jumps on Tyler Adams is going to move up. They were 12th until he got injured, and they fell from 12th to 19th without Tyler Adams. Leeds.
I think Everton are going to make it. I think
Everton's winning tomorrow.
They played
Everton playing?
Bournemouth.
At Goodison or away?
At home.
Oh,
Everton are going to win that, man. Everton are going to win.
And Bournemouth are safe, aren't they? Yeah.
Leicester plays West Ham.
Listen, if I was Everton, I'd pick up the phone to Bournemouth and I'd pay them to lose.
I'm surprised that doesn't happen.
Man. I was private. It's worth the money.
Yeah.
Those look at the Southampton 5 straight defeats, Leeds 3 defeats, 2 draws, Leicester 2 defeats. They haven't won a game. They're not gonna go up, man. Those 3 are going. They're gone, man.
Do you know what's funny? Before those 5 Southampton losses, the game before that began, they went to Arsenal and drew.
Beat them. No, they drew. You're right. They drew.
Drew to us and then drew to Arsenal.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
They had a little bounce and then it just completely went again. But
and then Arsenal fans have the cheek to say we didn't bottle it. You didn't beat the bottom team who haven't won a game at your stadium. Are you kidding me? You bottled it. They bottled it. I don't want to hear this.
At least Everton, they've got a win. They've got 2 draws. They're picking up points. Not majorly, but they're still picking up points. These guys, the bottom 3, my God, is that awful. Leicester been terrible.
Say? I have to say as well, Simo, man, I'm not happy. My team in Italy, Sampdoria, because when I grew up, Italian football used to be on TV, and they used to have Lombardo, Vialli, Mancini, Zenga.
It's still on TV still.
Well, let me rephrase it. When it first came on English TV, they used to have it used to be called Gazzetta Italia football. They called it Iggy.
Football
Channel
4. Channel 4.
And it used to have the bald head guy that used to read Gazzetta Italia and talk to us. And then, anyway. So I like Sampdoria, and they've been relegated, man. I can't believe it.
Well, we got Winks back. We got Harry Winks is coming back to us. So it's something. You got something of Sampdoria.
It's almost like a transfer window, like a Gareth Bale transfer window. We're getting like 7 or 8 people back. And then Levy will say, "I spent £250 million this summer. See, I brought all these players back."
Because because Paul Gascoigne, he was like the best player in England. He used to play for Tottenham. We sold him to Lazio, your rivals, and he went to Lazio, and the British media went crazy over Gascoigne going to Lazio. It's going to be amazing, and then because of that, Italian football started being. They started putting live Italian football, and it's because Gascoigne went to Lazio. That's why they did it. And then we got to see the Milans, we got to see the Juves, the Romas. Do you know what? That's the first time I ever saw the Roma Lazio derby when they put it on Channel 4. It was amazing. It was amazing to watch the derby back in the day. I don't know what it's like now, but in Stadio Olimpico, it was.
It's one of the most, I'd say top, maybe not top 5, top 10 most dangerous derbies in Europe. Like, you still get a lot of violence before derbies. Like, a few years ago, you still had deaths before they advanced security in stadiums. But yeah, it's a heated game. And we lost both derbies this season, so. But yeah.
Yeah, but Lazio have won nothing. You might win the Europa Cup. So you might end up having the last laugh. What's everyone's thoughts on the Spurs manager? Because obviously we've lost. Listen, I don't care either, but I'm running out of things to talk about. So I thought I'd just
let's talk about the U.S. Youth Men's National Team then.
But it's a Tottenham channel. I was
dribbling through the entire Slovakia team.
I was thinking about keeping. Listen, that's going to be for the Tottenham away channel. But listen, on a serious note, though, this Tottenham manager thing.
This is Tottenham away.
What's your
football away?
Fair enough.
Soccer away.
Big up Wolves. Thanks for the super chat, super sticker. Simo, looking at Tottenham from the outside as a neutral, and you see Tottenham didn't even try to bring Pochettino back. Someone that all the fans, they were singing his name in the stadium. Even when Conte was manager, they were singing Maurizio's name, which was really out of order. And then we didn't speak to him. Nagelsmann was the one that everyone was excited about. Nagelsmann said, no, not for me. And then there was a lot of hype the last week over Arne Slot coming to Tottenham, the final manager. I said I wanted Arne Slot 3 months ago. If Conte leaves, I wanted Conte to stay, but obviously that didn't happen. And then Slot said no, he's staying at final. How does it look like to you when you see the situation where Spurs are from 4th place with Conte? We sacked Conte, we've gone to 8th. No manager seems to want to come to us. How does it look to you from the outside?
I mean, it doesn't look good. I feel like what Tottenham need right now is a rebuilder type of manager, someone like Mourinho. I don't think.
Isn't Mourinho win now though, Simo? Because when we had Mourinho, he was going to. Isn't Mourinho about winning now? He's not a project guy that's going to build and build.
Yeah, he is, but I think everybody said it was like this when he joined Roma too, and then obviously he won the first year and he's in a final the second year. I think when it comes to Tottenham, the decision on the manager is the most crucial thing ever, because obviously you don't need any casual manager sitting on that bench. You need someone which has got experience, but in a way also kind of is an expert at rebuilding things. I actually thought the perfect manager for Tottenham was Nagelsmann, but obviously he said no. I really like him. I think he's got a great vision of, especially obviously he's very young. So how football's evolving. I think he's got a great vision on that. If Jose leaves, he's a manager I would love at Roma, but yeah, I think the manager decision is gonna be crucial for your team.
Why do you think the managers we've been linked with aren't coming to Tottenham? What is it about Tottenham that's making them think this isn't the right place for them?
I think it's just the heritage, to be honest. It's also the attitude of players. I feel like Tottenham players don't want it anymore, and I'm sure everybody agrees on this. Apart from Harry Kane, who really plays for the badge, if you see what I mean. So I think you look at the situation right now, you look at the players you have, and everybody. The key word for Tottenham, I think, is time. Because I think it will get rebuilt, and I think it will be back where it belongs. But I think it needs time, and I don't agree. Because another thing I noticed about the Premier League is that, and this is not just about Tottenham, but Premier League teams don't give time to managers. So many managers in the Premier League get sacked after so little. So I think the key thing is time, because it will happen, but obviously it has to happen. And give it time, be patient, and I think it will happen one day.
Let me show you something that I saw pop up on the socials. Know for a fact some of the managers who have been in the mix for the job at Tottenham have looked at the situation at Tottenham and said, Mourinho did 17 months. He couldn't get them back into the top 4. He got them to a final and was sacked before the final. Conte went to Tottenham, did 17 months, got top 4 the first season, sacked the next season. Some managers have looked at this and thought, if that's the limit, then what's the point in me going there?
Yeah, I fully agree on that. And that's the problem, in my opinion. I think you have to give time to these managers, because it's not going to happen like that.
Well, not now.
Daniel Levy, England doesn't do that. Right?
The thing is,
or Europe doesn't do that. So
you got to look at it and say, if Mourinho couldn't do it, Conte
that was in the Cambridge interview, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What have I got? What have I got that's going to achieve something that those two guys couldn't do? It's very difficult, and you know already what kind of environment you're entered. But also, everyone knows that the Spurs fans are running out of patience. They're running out of patience. That after those 2 appointments. But I want to say something else earlier. I did say I wanted to say something. Today I saw Graham. Okay, outside of Tottenham Hotspur away, and I spoke to him briefly. And Graham, if you're in the chat, big up by the way. And he said to me this. He said, if Brendan Rodgers gets hired as manager, that will be it for him, as in he won't renew his season ticket. And he's been a season ticket holder since the 60s, I believe, probably 70s. I don't know. Long time. He also said this year, because I was speaking to him about obviously Tottenham and stuff. He said this year, in all the time he's been going to Tottenham, home and away, because this guy travels to all the home and away games. He said this year there's the worst season he can ever remember in his time following Tottenham. I said, what do you mean? You've been to a lot of bad eras, even with other previous owners and stuff. He goes, yes, I did. He said, we even got in the 70s when we got relegated. He said, this is worse than that. He goes, yes, they didn't get relegated, this team this year. They didn't, like the other team in the 70s did. But even that 70s, we knew that we had a bad team. But one thing I can never say to those guys, even though they got us relegated, we knew they weren't good enough, but they played for the badge and they gave everything they could right up until the last game before getting relegated. He says we could see it. We just knew. We were at peace with the fact they weren't good enough, but they gave everything. This team here right now, they better, but they're not playing for the badge. They don't want to be there. They're going through the motions, and not enough of them are directed into a winning way. So for him, this right here is the worst season that he's been, and that says a lot, man, because this guy's followed the team in the noughties, in the 90s, in the 80s, in the 70s. He's seen all these decades of watching Tottenham, and for him to say this is the worst season, mate, that spoke volumes. And this ownership right here is the worst. He said it's worse than Alan Sugar. It's worse than all the other guys. Even as bad as we were, even because people, that's another thing I noticed on Twitter today. Whenever they mention this, but we was worse in the 90s, they always have to compare it, this regime, to the 90s. I mean, if you're going to go as far as bringing the 90s, why not compare it to the 80s, to the 70s, to the 60s? Why have you only got to bring the 90s?
Well,
when it was
do
really
23
bad?
years of Enoch and 23 years before.
Yeah, but 23 years, one trophy, all right? People say, yeah, but in the 90s, you didn't live through the 90s. But there's people that have lived through the 80s,
We won 2 trophies. We won 2 trophies in the 90s.
Yeah, as bad as the 90s was, they gave you 2 trophies.
Yeah.
This here, man, we're not winning. We are nowhere near to winning anything. We're not even close to a quarterfinal. So we're a million miles away. And yet we're not, in a sense that we got 4 or 5. We're maybe 3, 4 players, 4 good quality players to being competitive again. But it feels like we're a million miles away from that way of thinking. I don't know, guys. I don't know what you guys think.
You know who I see as a really great manager for Spurs? It's an unpopular opinion, but I think Graham Potter would suit so well.
No.
I think
1 minute. Hold on. No, wait. I want to hear this, right? First of all, Chris Motley, thank you for becoming a member. Big up to you. Simo, tell me why you think that, and then I want to let Will tell us why he thinks not. So why do you think that?
Because I think with Graham Potter, you look at what he did at Brighton, amazing.
Was it?
He went to Chelsea, and it's a big step.
Let me say it.
And it's a big step. Going from Brighton to Chelsea is a massive step because he played Champions League football. He had no experience when it comes to that. I feel like him getting sacked at Chelsea got him so much like, I'm now ready for such a challenge. I think Graham Potter is perfect for Tottenham right now. I just see him so well.
Yeah, so for me, you have Graham Potter at Brighton finishing 14th, 15th, and then his highest finish would being like 10th, 9th or 10th, but it was only a 10-point swing. So you're talking 2.5 games, right? Improvement over the 14th and 15th season. Took a Chelsea that finished in the top 4 last year, spent over £600 million in a single season and had them 12th. Right? Even Frank Lampard moved them up the table. Graham Potter is the biggest fraud in football and shouldn't even be coaching U13s at Tottenham.
Is there an argument to say that at Brighton, because I was watching a documentary called on a channel called High Performance, where they interviewed the chairman of Brighton, who is also the chairman. Who used to work for Spurs, and in that interview, he said that they planned for the Premier League when they got there, and he said that when they had Potter, he got them. He kept them in the Premier League 2 years in a row, and then in the third year they were beginning to move up the table, which, like Will said, they were 9th or 10th. So he was beginning to progress them, and at that point, Todd Bowley came in and took them away. So, is there an argument to say that De Zerbi took the work of Potter and built on it when Potter was going to build on it himself anyway, and that the job at Chelsea was a poison chalice because a lot of the players they bought, it was crazy what they were doing. There was no thinking behind it.
Why is buying some of the best young talent in all of Europe a poison chalice?
Because if they don't fit the system, and if they're not ready for the Premier League, and they need time to bed in.
Right, but they still had their original players. It's not like they sold their original squad, right? So the same team that Tuchel finished fourth with, the same team that at the beginning of the season for Chelsea, Tuchel had them easily in the top 6, right? Graham Potter comes in and moves them down the table, not up, down, like double down.
So why? So why is it Frank Lampard's gone in and it's the same thing? Nothing's changed.
They moved up 2 spots since Frank came in.
Yeah, but he's lost how many games? Every time I put on TV, Chelsea is still losing.
But they've won. They've won more fixtures. Look at the fixtures that they played and won. I'm telling you, Graham Potter didn't move him up anyway. 10-point improvement between the 15th, the 14th, and the 9th place finish. 10 points. That's 3 games.
Iggy, would you take Potter?
No, De Zerbi for me. I've been saying De Zerbi for a while now, man.
He's not coming. He's not coming, Iggy. But he's not coming.
I know he's not coming. I'm telling you what I would want. I can't. I won't settle for that.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Who do you want that is available that could potentially come? What for?
Well, Pochettino hasn't signed for Chelsea just yet, has he? So can we still get Pochettino? Because honestly, I don't want to go to these guys that we mentioned. Listen, you got to understand one thing. Our chairman right now is under immense pressure. He needs to pull something out of the bag to get the fans off his back right now.
Another manager. Another manager, which I'd see in a like managed.
Tell us.
Spalletti, because he's leaving Napoli at the end of the season.
He's good. Yeah, I know he's leaving Napoli, but I think he's taking a year sabbatical.
Job. But I
think he's taken 1 year off.
Yeah, that could be the thing.
He's taken a year off because Napoli, it's with the chairman.
Wasn't 4th. Brighton was 4th in the first 3 weeks of the season. Come on, dude, stop with the goofiness.
He's gonna quit because I think the chairman wants to cash in on Osimhen. He wants to cash in on Kim Jae. So he's selling a few big uns, and he's not happy with it, and he's going to take a year off because I think winning this league has taken it out of him. Napoli's not an easy place. Napoli's not an easy city to manage. It's like Roma. It's an impossible city. Yeah. And now
look at the Potter fans, though. Look at the Potter fans that get in the chat saying that Graham Potter had Brighton 4th. He started at Chelsea on September 8th, my man. Right? That's 3 games into the season, dude. Just stop with the silly stupidness. Yeah, and Jose had us top of the league in December, my man.
Conte was 4th up until Southampton, wasn't he?
We were 3rd.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want Potter for one reason and one reason only.
He was going to die
Chelsea.
He sucks.
It's not the right environment for him.
I'll tell you what it is. When he was at Ostersund, there was no expectation. When he went to Brighton, again, there wasn't massive expectation. Once he went to Chelsea, the weight of expectation became a reality, and he absolutely crumbled in it. And I think.
But can I say this in his
the
defence?
weight. Well,
Killed him with the amount of
one
players.
second. But the weight on Tottenham right now, I think he'll crumble under the weight of it. I think we need a manager. The most important quality our next manager needs, just for now, they've got to handle pressure, because there's going to be so much of it at Spurs. Not pressure to win, but pressure to not have another bad season. And I think that if the manager comes in and in the first 10 games we lose half of them, it's going to just be horrible in the stadium again, and the protests will get bigger. So I think the next manager has to be someone that can handle that pressure and be good in and
7
not
wins
look
in 22
and
games.
not look. Well, like I said,
7 wins in 22 games.
He can't handle the pressure. That's the point I'm making. I agree. I think Potter can't handle the pressure.
So you cannot have a manager that comes in at Tottenham, be expected to do a rebuild, and then have the expectation from the board to say you need to make top 4. How's that even possible, man? How is it possible? So for a manager to come in, take this crop of players that we currently have, which are clearly not good enough, try to rebuild, bring in new players in, and still, as they say, you need to make top 4. You cannot do that, man. You have to accept.
Iggy, look at this. Hold on. Look at this though for just 2 seconds. Look at that. The worst manager at Chelsea in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 managers.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, listen, I want to say this. This year, I don't know that the chairman brought in so many players. He must have got about 10, 15 players at Chelsea during the time that Potter was there. It's an impossible job. Maybe he would have failed anyway. I'm not saying that he wouldn't have failed, but I just don't think his job was made any easier by bringing him all these players in the summer. I think it was crazy. It was crazy spending, and to try and get them assembled all together, he just didn't. He just couldn't handle that. He couldn't handle that. The expectations, you rightly say, is too much. But yeah, I don't know, man.
We need a cool operator. We need someone that's going to stay calm when the going gets tough, because it's going to get tough. I don't know if that person exists, by the way. I don't know if such a manager exists, but you know.
But did you see that the Pochettino was out and about the last few days with some of the Spurs legends like Ozzy Aldidas that went to golf?
I've been seeing that for the past 4 weeks, Iggy. I've been seeing that for the past 4
But
weeks.
he hasn't actually signed a deal for him to go to. Has it been announced that he's signed for Chelsea? It hasn't been. Listen, I'm not trying to get everyone's hopes up or anything like that. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying he hasn't officially signed.
This is why I love statistics, because they're so much fun. His points per game, right, at Brighton were 1.40. He improved by 0.2 at Chelsea. His points per game at his time at Chelsea were 1.42. In the 9th place finish at Brighton, his points per game were 1.4. The season before that, they were 1.41. And then the season before that, they were 1.42. So he performed at his level 3 seasons in a row. This is why I say that Potter's a garbage manager, right? He's a 1.4 point per match manager.
All right. Very quickly, I'm going to go around the table. Will, you go first? Not that it matters, but if you had to pick one manager realistically that Spurs could get, who would you bring in tomorrow?
Realistically, who would I bring in tomorrow that hasn't already turned us down?
Yeah.
That hasn't already turned us down? That's a very short list.
And who isn't going to leave the club that they're at? So we know De Zerbi's not leaving Brighton, for example.
Brian the Rodgers.
I take Brendan Rodgers over Graham Potter, that's for sure.
Who would you take if you had to pick someone?
Fonseca. Fuck it out.
No, see, this is the thing. Look at the points, man. No, the league was weaker. He didn't improve his position.
Well, pick a manager.
Picking a manager.
Billy Bennett. Stellini, hell no.
I would have said Slot, but he's already turned us down.
Slut. That's what I call him.
Slot. I would have picked Slot.
Tommy Shelby.
You know,
Fucking, we are done, man. It's taking you this long.
Let's go get
Pardew.
Jesse Marsh.
Jesus.
Not because I think he'd be good, but just because it would be a fun content for the year. All the Yank comments and stuff like that would be great.
I've just got to read this coming out quickly. Sorry, I've got to read this out. Still, a big drop on Chris Cowley's show earlier. I promoted the Levy out and protest, but he didn't want to message me up. I'm not surprised. He's part of them. He's part of them.
Wait, he said he was coming. He said he was coming to the protest, didn't he?
No, he videoed us for his channel to make money. Make money.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway,
he actually joined the protest. He videoed us.
Nah, he stood across the road. Come on, Will. Manager. Right, Simo, you pick a manager.
I picked one.
Who did you pick?
Who'd you pick?
I agree with somebody.
Jesse Marsh.
God, fuck it.
Jesse Marsh. God help us. Simo.
Better than Graham Potter.
I'd go. I agree with somebody in the chat who said Thomas Frank.
I don't think it'll
be Frank from
Brentford either.
But I think overall, I'd go Spalletti. I think he's the best one.
Spalletti from Napoli. Okay.
Yeah.
More Italian.
Iggy?
The English guys don't want more Italian, so xenophobic guys.
Mason
Iggy?
in. Mason in, man. Mason in.
Who do you really want?
I think I've said it many times now. I think we could get Brendan Rodgers. Who I'd want, man. I would have won Nagelsmann. I would have won Pochettino.
Right.
We need a manager
that we can realistically get. That we can realistically get.
What? Who's realistically insane to take this job? It's got to be somewhere not normal.
That Celtic guy might come.
Yeah, bring him.
Yeah.
What's his name? I forgot.
You don't, Papastoglu. You don't want a Greek in charge of the Spurs. I'm telling you now.
Bring him in. Bring him in. We need another grey cloud coming over to us.
The Cypriots will enjoy it.
Listen,
Greek fans will enjoy it.
He's 58 years old. Levy wants that young, dynamic guy, right? He's going to be 60 in 2 years' time.
Mason in.
Stelios in.
Yeah.
I refuse.
Go get your pro license, Stel. Go get your pro license, Stel.
I'm not working for Levy, Will.
Go get your pro license, Stel.
I will do. I'll
make it happen.
What I will do what
worse than Conte.
Slot did. I would do what Slot did. I would say, yeah, I'm interested in going to Tottenham. I'm interested one day to be working in the Premier League. And the next day I will announce, I'm staying at GFA. I'm staying at GFA Enfield. I'm not leaving my club.
You know, you get the...
Mate, look at that. Bielsa's coming up.
Iggy,
Gasperini.
Because you lot
I like Gasperini.
I said who I want.
No, Gasperini's terrible. You don't want him.
At Atalanta, he was good.
Yeah, but he's one of those managers which plays well but never wins anything.
That's Tottenham.
Perfect. That's Tottenham. We actually don't play well.
Perfect.
Tottenham under Daniel Levy. You just said it.
Simo, you just sold it. Bravo, Simo.
All the fans
on his way. There we go, guys.
Kuva's coming back. The whole gang's getting back together. The band's getting back together. You just united the clans, Simo, in one sentence.
I wanted Poch and Nagelsmann. That never happened. I wanted Arne Slot. That never happened. So now, if we had to pick anyone, I would go for Gallardo. I would really like to see Gallardo manage Spurs, but I know we're not going to get him. I know we won't get him. I don't even think he's on the shortlist. So.
Okay, who do you think is coming in?
Ryan Mason.
I'm going on strike. I'm going on strike next season.
Dude, I'm listening to the way he's talking in these interviews, and it's like he's dropping.
It wasn't who do you think, it was who you want.
We need to come together. We need to stick to our plan and not move from it. We need to do this. We need to do so. Why are you talking like you're the football director or the manager? Why aren't you talking about you managing the next game? Why aren't you talking about Spurs v Leeds?
He wants the
Why aren't
job
you talking
still.
about the players? No, but Iggy, what I'm saying is, why aren't you talking about your team and the next game? He keeps talking about us, the club, what we're going to do next. I honestly think they're going to give it to this bloody idiot.
I'd rather have Brendan Rodgers.
Well, he's not an idiot, but he's just not the right guy for us. He's too young, no experience.
I'd almost rather have Graham Potter.
After all that.
Then Ryan Mason.
Just done a full circle, man. Just done a full circle.
That's like saying, choose between a prostitute with syphilis and a prostitute with gonorrhea. It's like
choose to be shot or stabbed.
Yeah.
Stabbed, you got half a chance of living. Shot, you're gone.
I'm screwed either way. Damn if you do, but at least one is cured by penicillin. I mean,
I think you're reading too much into it. I don't, Rob. Rob, I'm telling you, don't. My brother called this. My brother said, "Watch us end up with Ryan Mason." I said, "If we end up with Ryan Mason, I'm really, really going to struggle to do these YouTube shows anymore. If there's a job with Roma Theory, I might have to transfer for 1 year."
No, what we'll do for one season, for one season, we'll change our name from Tottenham away to Football away or Soccer away. Just for one season, we'll go on loan as well. We'll go on loan
on strike.
We'll go strike and we'll start following. I don't know. We'll start talking a bit of Serie A. We'll go into La Liga. We'll go into MLS. We'll touch all the different leagues just to pass the time. Each of us, and we'll alternate it. Everybody's got to cover at least some of the games in different leagues, and we'll just make a league.
We'll go on Tottenham strike.
Yeah.
Listen, boys. We've been going for almost 2 hours. We're going to wrap it up. Before we wrap it up, I want to say a big thank you to Simo for joining us. Simo,
thank you very much for having me on, lad.
Honestly, it was great having you on. Everyone in the comments was saying, get Simo back on. You've got to get Simo on. Listen, dude, whenever you want to come and talk about Premier League or football, Marvin's got your contact.
Simo, I love Serie A, so whenever you want,
anytime. It's been great. It's been fun.
And my Italian team is Milan, so
could be better. I mean, it's not
well,
the
you
worst.
can get Iggy, you can get Iggy to do some Italian shows with you and stuff on your channel if you want. So
no problem.
U20 coming up for Italy. Got to play. Who are they playing?
They
lost to Nigeria, didn't they?
The Nations League. Oh, you're talking about the under-20. We've got the Nations League's coming as well now after the season's over. But yeah, the Nations League, we beat Brazil. Did we lose to Nigeria in the end?
Yeah, we lost 2-0.
What a fucking game. So now it's all on the third game.
You beat Brazil, you lost to Nigeria, and it's on the third game. But out of your guys' group, there is a third place team can get out. There's four third place teams get out because there's not enough groups. So four third place teams get out. So even if right now you guys have 3 points and you have 1 game in hand. So if you draw or win, even if you don't make it into the top 2, you'll probably still get out if you win your last game.
We're playing the Dominican Republic tomorrow night.
Yeah, Dominican Republic is a pretty weak side. You should get through that. So if you win, you're going through no matter what. So even if you finish third in the table, you'll go through.
I'm enjoying it though. I think the under-21 tournament's starting. The European Championships are starting as well for the under-21s. So there's a lot of football happening, and the Nations League from the first team is happening as well. So a lot of
Nation League's boring. I tell you what, I'm really enjoying the U20 World Cup. I think it's the second best tournament FIFA puts on, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and they got the under-21s. We've got the European Championships starting soon as well. So. And we played France in the first league game.
The Women's World Cup is fun. I enjoyed that one, but not all the games are fun. Only the big countries are fun. There's a big difference between the top countries and the bottom companies. But there's been a lot of upsets, man. And it's interesting to watch the U20s because you got like Korea beating France 2-0. France is out. They haven't won a single game in the U20 World Cup. They got beat 2-1 by Korea. Japan has been really strong. They're like top or middle of their group. U.S. completely undefeated and not scored against in the entire tournament. Stuff like that, right? It's always exciting.
No, I agree.
I need
I
an
agree.
answer to one question before I leave.
Sure.
Totti or Del Piero?
Ooh, that's tough, man. That's tough.
Listen, for me, Del Piero, when you last won the World Cup, was immense, man. Del Piero for me. Del Piero.
But Del Piero was more successful, as in trophies. He won more trophies.
No,
as a
I you know, Del Piero. But Totti was fantastic. He was a fantastic player.
For me, Totti, man, unbelievable. Totti was incredible. Del Piero was amazing. He won a lot of titles. It's hard, man. It's like, you know, we had so many good number 10s. Del Piero, Totti, Baggio. We've had so many good ones. So many good ones.
Totti.
Oh my
Del
God.
Piero.
Does that answer the question?
Oh my
Totti.
God.
Yeah,
Totti.
look what I got to put up with.
All right.
Look at this fucking shit
All
I
right,
got to put up with.
Okay, wait. I've got
You
one
see,
for
they're
you.
the most
I've got one
hated
for you,
team in
Simo.
Italy, Will.
-10.
Simo,
You don't understand.
Simo, I've got one for you. I've got one for Simo. Right, Simo. Okay, it's a tough one. Really, really hard. Okay, Dyer or Sanchez?
Look at his reaction. Look at his reaction. He didn't need to say anything else.
Who I bring
Merda
at
or
Roma?
merda?
I bring Sanchez
which-
just because of age.
Sanchez. We had
I'd
this
rather
question on
keep-
our show.
I'd rather keep
On
Kumbul.
Wednesday.
Oh, do you know? Seymour, wait, I'm going to come back. Stop there 1 second. Carry on. I'll come back in a sec. I want to show you something before we go.
I need to end the streak.
No.
Whenever I try to end the streak. By the way, big up
1 minute.
to Mari. Just so everyone knows, next week, Football Away will premiere. Tottenham Away 2. We've got 2 channels. We've got Tottenham Away and Tottenham Away 2. Tottenham Away 2 is going to become Football Away. And the plan is we're just going to cover football from Europe, Italy, Spain, America, South America. We're just going to cover football globally. So hopefully, Simo, you and Mari can do some stuff on the channel together. And we want to do a football channel. And Tottenham Away would just be Tottenham.
Yeah.
Everyone, Totti.
It has to
Del Totti. Baggio. No, the question wasn't Baggio. You're not allowed to pick Baggio. Del Piero. Everyone's split. Everyone's split between Del Piero.
It's Totti.
Lucas says Totti as well.
King of Rome.
Who was a better striker for you? Actually, no, it's too far back.
What are you talking about?
I was going to go too far back. What is that?
Oh, it's the signed one. That thing has got no price.
My dad got it for me when he went to it.
If you pay us 10,000 euros, we'll give it to you.
No,
Not
for sale, my friend. This is a World Cup winner. World Cup winner.
El Capitano.
Yeah. For me, it's Totti, to answer your question. Nicola Berti.
Maureen says, big up, Simo. Big up, Simo. Thank you for coming on.
We're supposed to have him for 1 hour, and he's ended up being here for 2. So big up.
It's been great. It's been fun. Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
It's football. I just want to say thank you to Redemption for the super chat, Mari, with a few super chats. I don't know why you're super chatting, Mari. It's your channel. Big up to Dietrich as well.
Because you don't read comments out. That's why he does. Here's what I do.
Big up Fiorentina in the final. Big up Fiorentina in the final. Big up Roma, of course.
I hope everybody here is gonna.
Inter can go and fuck themselves. I hope they get.
Iggy, let me finish.
Pumped.
Iggy, let me finish saying thank you to the people that donate
out
money.
there.
And then you can cuss whoever
big
you
up
want.
the channel, the new channel members.
Yes, of course.
Yeah,
big up all of
that's what I was going to do. Big up Francois, new channel member. Big up Chris Motley, new channel member. Wolves F1 for the super chat. Dietrich and Murray again. Big up to all of you guys. Appreciate it all. Iggy, now you can cuss whoever you want, Iggy. Feel free.
3 Italian teams in the final. I'll cheer for 2 of them. The other one can go and absolutely get fucked.
Yeah.
Them and the team that you had the scarf of just a minute ago, Will. They can go and screw themselves. That team is broken, and they are the cancer of football. Simo, am I wrong? There's one thing all Italian teams will agree on. Every single fan base of every team will agree on that Juventus is the cancer of Italian football.
Juventus equals corruption.
There you go.
Of course. Count the trophies.
Big up Mark Swift.
Minerals, brown envelopes.
Says big me up. Vamos Inter, says Dietrich.
Piss off, Dietrich. Piss off.
Juve,
bravo, Ben.
All right, guys, listen, we're going to go. Once again, thank you for watching. Respect to all of you. We'll be back on
70
Sunday.
trophies.
We've got 2 shows.
70.
We've got 2 shows on Sunday. We've got the watch along, which will start around about 4:00. We'll do a live watch along and then a post match analysis.
Man City.
Leeds versus Tottenham Hotspur. And then later on in the evening on Sunday, Will Stewart with his THFC rant show, analysing the show with guests. And that will be us on Sunday. Make sure you go and support Roma Theory.
Thank you very much.
Roma Theory.
Dai Roma! Dai!
Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And guys, we will see you on Sunday. Ciao. We're out of here. Bye. Levy out.
Levy out. Enoch out.
The first game we look for, Robbie. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away. Tottenham away. When we got Tottenham away.